it's just beautiful to be able to have a digital platform in this day and age that we can always just reference back. And, now that we're in our different chapters and growing and we can have kids and share them with our kids and everything. So it's just a beautiful, it's just a beautiful time right now. What a time to be alive.
Welcome to another episode of The First Gems. We are officially in our third season. I know it's been a while. You haven't heard from us in a while, but we have a lot of exciting things to share with you all. But I think they might need a little refresher on who we are, what we do and all that. So my name's Tanina. I'm going to be the moderator for this episode. And I think we should do a little classic TFG roll call. So in the building, we got Jada.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, we have Anna.
Hi.
And we got Kalaria.
Hey, aka the South African stunner.
Hey. We love the energy. We love the energy. But yeah, thank y'all for joining us for another episode. We're so excited to be here. And I think it's appropriate for us to just kind of do a little catch up of where we've been, what we've got going on. If anybody wants to take it away individually, I know we are in 2024, halfway through 2024. It's literally insane that this year has just flown by, so crazy. But from the last time that we spoke to you all, I know some of you guys have been catching us on Instagram, on our TikToks. We've been active in other ways, but I think it's just really exciting to get back into podcasting. So yeah, does anyone want to give any updates of how things been going? How y'all feeling?
This is crazy. In a good way. It has been a minute. I was saying earlier, I was dusting off my my ring light. Dang, I haven't pulled this out since season 2. So I'm excited to get into it with this episode and let the people know where we've been individually, but collectively, and some exciting stuff that we have for y'all. So take it away.
Yeah, we love to see that.
Yeah, just a little life update for me. Since we last spoke, Gems, I'm engaged. So, it's definitely a new chapter, getting used to learning more about how to be a good fiance, how to be a good wife, cooking, roles, all of that stuff. So it's definitely been different and a little stressful, just with planning, but it's still just exciting, nonetheless. So grateful.
Yay. Oh, I love.
Oh, it's my turn.
On that note.
I don't even know where to start. I mean, in the last time you all saw us, in between that time, we've definitely been on a lot of trips, a lot more adventures, created so many more memories. And there's exciting things happening in my life as well. I got engaged as well. And then I recently got married.
Wow! It's official! It's official!
Yeah, so many things in life to celebrate. Definitely wedding planning in that zone too. And life has been in the fast lane for me, which is crazy because I like to usually just take it easy and be cautious about what I'm doing. Not to say that this is reckless, but I think I've just been really just embracing this new chapter 100%.
Yeah. Wife era looks good.
It does. It looks good on both of y'all. So we got 2 officially off the market, so don't try it. Okay. Yeah, so super exciting. it's just really surreal how we went from kind of like, even you can even hear in our podcast journey too. I was tapping into older episodes and we're talking about like marriage and like things we like look forward to and the type of partner we want. So it's just really surreal to see jumping from that moment to now. It's like, you know, things look a little differently, and some of us have our partners and we get to dive into that life. We're opening up new chapters. Now it's going to be families being created, everything like that. So I don't know, it's just full circle moment. Like I'm really happy for the both of y'all, and like
Aw.
it's like this is
Oh, thank
the
you.
real, even not even like just podcast stuff, like from when we were talking about it from children, like the type of jobs we wanted to have, like
Yeah.
marriage and family, like where we wanted to live. Like, oh, that's also an update that you didn't give Jada. That she, oh, like
Yeah.
stuff
So
actually.
you said what?
I said, I was like, you actually fly coastal.
Oh yeah, so I did change backgrounds. I changed countries completely, which is nice. I love it. I don't know if I wanted to say where I'm at, but
Oh
if
yeah.
you follow us, you will know where I'm at. If you're a real Joe, you would know where I'm at. I'm gonna just say that.
Period.
But it's been fun, you know. LA is always home, but I really love being in like a new environment, and that's actually a challenge in itself. Like just starting over with like finding friends, finding like a swing of things, a routine, adjusting to weather, like seasons.
Hmm.
It's crazy, but yeah, I've been blessed with like a really cool network of people so far, a great church home. So yeah, and I still get to see my gems, so it's
Yeah.
cool. It's a win-win.
Yes. It is. It is. Wow, we love to see it. Also, Anna did not update that on her educational glow up since we last
Um,
recorded. Because that
crazy.
was like back, our last episode was like 2022. Like
Yeah,
that was a while ago since we dropped the last episode. So I know it's probably hard to think of all the updates that we do have, but I'm like, y'all are leaving out things. Come on.
I was just waiting for it to come back to me because I
Yeah.
didn't get a life update. But yeah, she is a master of public health. Talk to me nice.
okay.
Period.
And I'm now climbing that corporate ladder. So hey. It's cool. It's cute. I also did, I mean, I'm still holding it down in the A, so I'm still ATO Anna. But I've since gotten my own spot and just been settling in and being able to decorate and make this like a nice sacred home for me. So you're right. There's just a lot to share and a lot to catch up on and just a lot to be thankful for. So good. Go ahead and tell us the tea, Tanina.
Oh yeah, I mean, for me, I think a lot of things, my updates kind of look a little bit differently. So I believe when we were on the podcast last, I was living in LA still, but I recently moved back home, and that in itself has been a transformative experience, because I think going into it, I was like, oh, like, do I really want to move back home? Like, but something was pulling me back to like go home and be with my family. Like I could have easily gotten a new place, gotten a studio or like a one-bedroom apartment, because I was rooming with my best friend at the time who also got engaged. So I have a lot of weddings in my life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so making the decision to go back home has actually been soul healing. And initially, I think I wasn't looking at it from the right lens, because I think I was just more worried about like how that would be perceived in terms of
Mhm.
like how good it is for me right now. It's giving me the opportunity to just pour more into myself, isolate, just like really think about like my finances and how I want to level up financially. Like, thankfully, I didn't move back because of a financial need or a necessity. I just am blessed to have the resource in the family who, you know, always has a home for me if I ever want to come back. So it just really like set the tone for like, do I want to splurge again on like another apartment, or do I want to start looking at owning something? Like, do I want to own a business? Do I want to like live abroad? Like, it's just so many more opportunities that are afforded to me now, and I'm really thankful that I have that, because I think before I was just looking at it from the wrong lens. But me moving back home has been such a blessing. Like, I'm really really blessed to have this resource, and and checks to looking at my bank account looking real nice. So that's really where I'm like, look, I love that. I love that I made this decision, and my mom has been telling me this for a while, but like being able to do this, I was like, I needed this, and I needed this in that time that happened. So I'm excited to see how many more doors are going to open because of this decision. And yeah, career wise, like I don't know if I had shared, I'm not going to share where I work, but I'm still at the same company that I was in our last recording, but raises have been happening. I got certified in my field, which was really exciting. So more doors opening. I was studying for that, not shutting myself out from people for a while. So I'm really excited that I got that out of the way. And I'm just in the mindset of like, I want to continuously learn. I want to continuously grow. I want to continuously like level up, whether that's like career-wise, financially, whether it's just leveling up like myself and learning about myself. Like that journey has been so amazing. Like my self-discovery journey, whatever, has been good. So yeah, that's my day. Yes. Well, we're growing. Yeah. So I mean, speaking of updates too, I think it's really important to always like sometimes when life is just moving so fast, it's kind of hard to like look back and see where you've been and just like reflect on like all of those good times too. So I did want to do a little like flashback um and see if there's any memories that we remember in terms of like our favorite episodes, our favorite guests to interview. So if people are listening for the first time, if you're listening to TFG for the first time, like you have something to reference to, and you know how we operate here, it's fun, it's good talks, it's discussions, it's open. So yeah, are there any standout moments from our past seasons that um I don't know if there's anything that like stands out in terms of like, oh, I really love that discussion we have, let's run it back, or I loved meeting with this person, let's check in with them. So yeah, floor.
I want to start. I think my favorite episode is the episode with my brother.
Oh yeah.
He is just so hilarious, and I love his take on things. So I'm gonna just report on his behalf. He's currently in Nigeria. That episode we discussed like our time in the village, which was epic. And he's currently in Nigeria doing great things, really thriving. I'm super proud of him. I'm not gonna announce anything on his behalf, but he has a lot of cool things happening. So hopefully we'll be able to bring him back for a future episode. And the reason why I love that episode the most is because we just talked about like the best time that we had in the village, and I'm looking forward to recreating that or like having something better this December. So I don't know. Oftentimes when I watch that episode, it just brings me right back to like that moment, like that whole time period where we're just celebrating. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was season 2, episode 9. And that when I talk about cracking up, like my stomach based off of what we were talking about. And oh my gosh. So yeah, shout out to Oba. That was a fun episode. And I would love to have him back on. You're always welcome. Welcome back.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll go next. I'm gonna steal this from Tanina because she had like motivated me to do my hot girl walks and listen to the podcast. So I've been checking this out like over the past couple of weeks and going back to season one because I completely forgot about exactly everything that we talked about. And I remember us doing, I think it was season one, episode 4, about being the first daughter, diary of a first daughter. And oh my gosh, the just hearing like your perspective from 4 years ago, like listening to myself talk, listening to all of us talk, like we were so insightful. I mean, we always have been, but just the space and being able to share about, relating Beyonce's work, Black is King, and then relating it to Diary of a First Daughter and really talking about what it really means to be who we are as first daughters to our families, but also making it relevant to other first gen daughters. And I think that was one of the episodes that I had friends like talk to me about afterwards. It'd be like, girl, I heard that episode and y'all was keeping it real and I love that. And, it's real for us. So I appreciate y'all and keep going. So I think that was one of the things that gave me motivation and gives us motivation to keep this thing going. And yeah, that icebreaker was hilarious. I'm still standing on that. I want to be a bug in the jungle. That's what I'm standing on.
Girl.
Period.
I don't know if I can pinpoint an exact episode or message that was my favorite. I think overall in season 2, just thinking about the guests that we had and still following them on their socials and like seeing all the things that they've been accomplishing has been really fulfilling for me. Like specifically one that I can think of off the top of my head is Shalee. She has been killing it. And like, since we spoke with her, she's been on tour with Chris Brown. Like she's done music videos with Tyla, like anything you can think of, she's done it. And it's just been really cool to see her on her journey creatively. And then also, I had randomly went to a Chris Brown concert and I seen her live on stage and I was like, wow, like she's really living in her purpose. Like you can just tell when she's on stage, she just lights up. So stories like that really motivate me. And we had a ton during season 2. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to, more of those stories in season 3 and season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yay.
I love that. That was so good. Like I agree with you too. Like following our guests and seeing how they've either done what they said they were going to do when we interviewed them or like have surpassed that is so inspiring. Like a ton of our guests have, like some are CEOs now. Some of them, like the career that they started, it's just leveled up. They've launched the companies they've talked to us about. Like some of them pivoted, they're killing it in that new industry. Like I have a couple of people definitely in mind, and it's so amazing to see that some have gotten married, and I'm like, wow, like
Some have become doctors.
Yes, some have become doctors, like, and it's really beautiful that we had that space to talk to them in those moments because that's really beautiful to go back and reflect and see how they've grown. Like that's uber inspiring. And I would say for me, just like you, I can't pick a favorite one, but I am sticking to Haiti. The Haiti recap was such a great episode. Like that is one of my favorite episodes, and I would love for us to do more travel recaps this season. Like whether it's we do it in the same way or a different way, like I really love the way that we like approach that trip and approached recapping that trip and how we inspired people to learn more about a culture that they may have not been familiar with. So I'm down for it, I think we should run that back.
And we will this December.
Hey. One of many. You're right. I do love a nice flashback. Thanks for that, Tanina. I just wanted to say really quickly, here at the First Gems, when we talk about culture, community, and the come up, like it's clearly evident. Like we live our values, and so do our guests. So I'm just inspired to keep this train moving, like I said, and just excited for season 3. Like, this is a brand new season, brand new energy, brand new vibe. So, yeah.
Speaking of season 3, we're in it. Like, and I know it's not really like typical for podcasts to have seasons. I think I remember somebody telling me that, but I love that we do this because it just brings about like a refreshed perspective. Like we get to like pivot. It's kind of like starting a new year fresh to me. And I love that we do that. So speaking of season 3, like we have a lot of very exciting conversations coming up. We have plans to connect with more dope people. This season, we want to focus on highlighting first-gen stories within the creative industries, whether it's media, entertainment, film, fashion. So bringing more of those stories to the forefront and the core, because our identity is tied into anything that we do creatively, and just being able to learn about those stories, see behind the scenes of people who are working on those festivals and on PR teams and creating epic film and things like that. Like that's something I want to learn a lot more of, and I'm really excited for what's to come. And even in terms of TFG, like we have a brand glow up too. So we just entered an epic partnership that I want to hand it off to Anna to explain how we got how we got into it. But it's something that we're proud of. We're very excited. It's going to help us make our podcast more accessible for more people. We get to connect with, our hope is that we connect with more first gens in the process and just dig into more captivating stories. So yeah, Anna, do you want to reveal what this partnership we got going on is?
Oh gosh, the pressure. Um, well, I feel like by the time everyone is tuned into this episode, they should have already seen, when they clicked in from Apple, Spotify, wherever you're tuning in from, you would have seen that this is now the First Chance Podcast powered by REVOLT Podcast Network.
Yay!
So yes, your girls done leveled up. No, but for real, shout out to Revolt TV, Revolt Podcast Network. Um, Before we get into like how we got into it, just really thankful because the brand alignment between what we're doing, Tanina, what you just said around season 3, we want to focus more on creatives in the industry and getting their stories while also sharing our creative journey as podcast hosts and business owners. Revolt offers that platform for young Black talent to really be unapologetic about who they are, where they represent, and what they do for the culture. So it just was like a match made in heaven. And we're just super thankful for the Revolt team, the Revolt Podcast Network leaders for believing in us and giving us this opportunity. So shout out to y'all.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God is so great. Right. Come on. Like, you would be a perfect person to hire. Like, oh, we need somebody to like just, do it up, breathe.
Right. And sing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
excited to have that behind us, and just 100%. It just, I don't know about y'all, but it just inspires me to just dig deeper. All of our guests that we've had so far are amazing, so it's like
Yeah.
we could really just shoot for the moon, with the partnership between the 4 of us. We just are locked in with so many beautiful people, beautiful opportunities. So being able to pour that back into this podcast platform, it's just going to be amazing. Like I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
I love that. What is everyone excited for this season? And looking forward to.
I'm really excited for like the different type of conversations because we have matured since the last time our audience has tuned in with us. So I feel like our perspective has like grown. And like I'm really looking forward to tapping even deeper than what we were tapping into before. I'm always someone who's interested in meeting new people too, so I'm excited to see like who we end up talking to this season, and joining their journey too, and creating our own journey as well. We're embarking on a new chapter, so that's always exciting.
I mean, everything that Anna said, everything Jada said, I'm 100% excited for too. I think even just this season, I'm excited personally to grow more as a host. I feel like this partnership like really ignited like energy in us, and it just for me like makes me want to give my 100% and like be as great of a creator or host for our community. So I'm really excited for that. I'm excited for a lot of the like social content that we've talked about as a team, like putting ourselves out there more and like having people get to know us individually, see the things that we're up to behind the scenes, like when we're not all together, when we're, individually in our 4 different cities, because yeah, we don't even so yeah, and just like really being more connected. I think it's something that we've always strived to do since we started the brand. So I'm looking forward to really just executing on like all the things that we talked about in terms of that. And with Revolt's help, of course.
Yeah. Likewise, echoing what everybody else said too. I'm actually also excited for the challenges that may arise because I feel like that's what makes you tougher. That's what makes you grow. That's what gives you more skills. So I know that with, like they said, more money, more problems, but, more opportunities could um, pose new challenges for us. And I'm excited to grind through those because I feel like we're going to come out in the end stronger. We're going to come out in the end like wanting to do more and more passionate. So I think it's good to embrace those hard times too, because yeah, like we can hit a little different level once we've gone through certain obstacles. So yeah, I know that's like not a conventional, like, oh, I'm excited for the challenge, but I really am. I really am. I think we've had certain things that we've had to learn in the past 2 seasons. And through that, you can see that we've gotten better, we've grown. I'm excited for us to be more consistent. I really want us to challenge ourselves to just be more consistent, more present, connect more with people, because we do have a connection with people who listen and people who tap in. I think it's just gonna come from it just has to come more from us to maintain that, so.
And I'll just quickly wrap with how this even came about and what that inspires me for us in season 3. So Revolt, they opened up a new office location here in Atlanta, Georgia, and they presented a pitch competition. And so I was like, or a podcast pitch competition. So I was like, well, we have a podcast and we have this amazing deck. So let's pitch it. And the rest has been history. But even through that process and with meeting other, podcast creators and other creatives during that time, I was just inspired by the creativity. So I'm just looking forward to really diving deep. We're all creative people and just being able to have an idea and then see that come into fruition. Like that's the magic of what we do here. That's what keeps me going too, is being like, wow, I could really manifest this thought, this idea, this pitch, and really produce something beautiful for it and have something for us to look back on another 5 years or another 10 years when we're like, remember when we did X, Y, and Z? So it's just beautiful to be able to have a digital platform in this day and age that we can always just reference back. And, now that we're our different chapters and growing, and we can have kids and share them with our kids and everything. So it's just a beautiful, it's just a beautiful time right now. What a time to be alive.
Yeah. I also want to backtrack and really just give Anna her flowers, because just going back a little bit, like she's really the one who like, shared our podcast with Revolt. Like, she really got the ball rolling on that, and she pitched by herself because none of us were in Atlanta locally. So I just remember, like, when we had gotten, or you had sent the confirmation, oh, like, they want us to be part of the pitch, we were like scrambling, like, oh, should we make like what the flight looking like should we go? And I think we all had like other prior engagements that we were either traveling or doing something else, so we obviously couldn't make it, even though we all would have loved to be there. But you know, she held it down for all of us and caught the attention of the eye and the attention of one of the leaders at Revolt. And even though we didn't win the pitch competition, we still managed to, you know, partner with them because, you know, they still rocked with us and they still loved our message and our mission. So shout out to Anna.
Yes, shout out. Like, we really appreciate you for doing that. And that just shows like how well you represent the brand and TFG. And like, I'm enormously thankful for you going there, showing up, showing out. Yes.
Yeah, it really takes a lot to stand up there representing your group by yourself. I can speak for myself. Like, I don't think I don't know how I would keep it together, and I don't know if because I always look to, like, you all to finish my sentence or my thought or anything like that. But for you to do it yourself, that's like really impeccable. So yeah, thank you again for representing well.
Great. It was fun. I was like, all I need to do is get up there, speak, and then get off stage before I pass out. That's what I kept saying.
I would have passed out.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it was beautiful. And again, I think about, I had like a jumbotron behind us or behind me with our picture, our mission, like the deck that we had all prepared together. So it was just such a sentimental moment. Like, wow, what an opportunity to share our story, share who we are, share where we come from to this massive audience. And it's all these flashing lights and industry, whatever. But it's just, yeah. But it just was like a wow moment to say, there's no creative idea too small to not want to see it through. So that's our message too.
Yeah.
Wow. That actually brings me to a good point about the gems. That was like a gem, you guys.
Yeah, that was a gem.
But yeah, one of my favorite traditions that we do is at the end of every episode, we drop a gem so that our listeners can take away something powerful, meaningful from the conversation. So I do want to wrap and ask, what gem would you give to someone listening who is either starting over or entering a new season?
I think there's so much to say. Definitely if you're starting a new season, keep the faith, honestly, because you can't do everything yourself and don't want to rely on people too much. Like, it's great if you have a great community or a support system, but honestly, with faith, with God, so many better things could come about and your problems will be solved, honestly. I can tell you from my perspective, having so many changes in such a short amount of time has been exciting, but it can also be overwhelming and extremely stressful. And honestly, just taking the time out to pray, to be more intentional about spending time with God, and just going on my own like faith journey has been a great relief to me, especially because there was a time where I was like super freaked out. But that's one thing that has helped me tremendously.
To our gems who are starting over, I would say it's never too late to start over. I know that there are, sometimes we get in our heads about, oh, I'm this age, I can't start over now. Like, I'm already on this path, but it's not right for you. But since you're already on it, you're like, okay, let me just continue. No, it's okay for you to start over. It's never too late. I think there's a lot of societal, things that we be taking and internalizing when really we just need to focus on what's right for us, our journey, and what feels good to us. So it's never too late if you're in a season where, you know, you want to start a new season, but you're kind of deterring yourself from doing so. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that just reminded me, like, pivot. Like, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to start. Like, just if it's not working, you have your whole life to figure it out. Um, I think I would just say, like, focus on liberating yourself. Like, I think that's always been my goal is, you know, what brings about change or what brings about you wanting to just start over is like forgetting all the burdens of the past, forgetting what like held you down or made you insecure or, you know, just put you in a dark space. Like, I always want to move forward with freedom on my mind. So I would just offer that, like, focus on liberating yourself. And I think that's how the creative juices will flow.
Yeah.
Wow. You all said some really powerful things. Yeah, I think to sum it up too, I feel like starting over may not look like what you planned it to be, but you may be in that position for a reason. So embrace it. And embrace, like I said earlier about embracing challenges, embrace the challenges because you're going to come out stronger. Sometimes the reason why you may feel stagnant in a certain situation is because there's not enough challenge there for you to help you grow. So don't fear the things that seem hard because you can do hard things. Um, and sometimes you may need to do that hard thing to get to the other side. So I would just say embrace all that comes with the journey of starting over, starting a new season, being in unfamiliar environments, doing things that may not seem aligned with what society expects you to do. Embrace it all. No, embrace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So yeah, that is our opener to season 3. Like we are going into it with a refreshed perspective, a new mind, open-mindedness. We're embracing everything. And we're so excited to connect more with you all and give you all the opportunity to know us as TFG as a whole, but also individually as well. So yeah, if you're new here, you can catch us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. We even got our website, which depending on when you tune in, it might have a little bit of a refresh. So that is thefirstgems.com. Okay. And for future, if there's anything that you want us to answer on the podcast, you want to hear more from us, get to know us a little bit more, ask us about something that we said in a previous episode, even if you're going way back to season 1, season 2, definitely shoot us your questions via Instagram, and we would love to incorporate it into the episode because we want you to feel like you are a part of TFG because you are. So yeah, we welcome all perspectives, questions, appropriate ones, and all. So, thank you.